Hi guys, welcome back to the story of me part 2. It is so hard to talk about yourselves, you guys. It super is. Alright, I had to write things down so I'm sure that I get it all in. Alright, where we left off last. First thing you guys gotta know, for as long as I can remember after being born, I would always say to my parents, like, I'm only here for 18 years. And they'd be like, no, you're our child forever. And I'm like, you don't understand what I'm saying. Like, I'm literally only going to live in this house for 18 years. And they'd be like, no, you got to go to college and all that. And I'm like, no, it's not happening. And they're like, no, but it is. You're super smart and everything. I'm like, all right. My mom got it. Yeah, my dad never did. So, yeah, Han and I got engaged when I was 16, he was 17. We got married when I was 18, he was 19. And we're like, bye. My mom has known since the day she met my husband that he was for me. My dad's still on the fence, which just cracks me up. Han was in the military. We got married. We moved 906 miles away. It was the greatest thing we ever did. Yeah. Right before we left, Han and I were sitting in my dad's church. My dad was Methodist, my mom was Catholic, so I was kind of raised with both. And it was like maybe 10 o'clock at night. We were just sitting there talking because it was a quiet place to talk, you know? And we both looked up, and all of a sudden there was like, let's call it an unidentified flying object right above us. It was fantastic. It was total black. Had maybe 2 or 3 lights, and I was like, am I looking at what I'm looking at? And I was like, yeah, you kind of are. And I was like, holy crap. And I'm like, oh my god, but it's so peaceful. And he's like, yeah, it is. And we just sat there for like a minute and looked at it, and we could swear it was only a minute, you know. And it passed and it flew by. We're like, oh, that was so nice. You know, how nice is that? You don't ever see that. We looked down at the clock, 45 minutes had passed. I don't know what happened. It was fantastic though. So peaceful, so loving. So peaceful. Yeah. Sorry, I'm looking at my outline. I made an outline so I don't get, you know me, I'm random. Oh yeah, so we moved to Georgia. Yeah. I always knew what was going to happen. Always. I knew what apartment we were going to live in. Down to the color of bathroom. I knew that they were going to allow me to change the wallpaper in the apartment, which is really weird because usually they don't let people do that. And they're like, oh my god, sure, you can choose that wallpaper. Okay. It's a 1-bedroom apartment, who would ever think? And you're military, so they know you're not staying. It was weird, but it was so much fun. I worked retail. Yeah. And Han was in the military, and I just always knew, even when he went in, there was like that nagging voice at the back of me. I'm like, he probably shouldn't go in right now. And he's like, I really want to serve my country. And I'm like, all right, I understand that. But I'm like, God, there's something nagging. It's not going to end well. Right? So we're going through my usual stuff. You guys know me, right? It comes time for him to almost be discharged, and he was going to re-enlist. So I'm like, all right, let's do this if we're doing this. All of a sudden, yeah, Desert Storm broke out. Yeah, I can't say what the actual word was, but you guys all remember Desert Storm. Look it up. Just look it up. Literally the day he got his papers that he was going to be called to go over there, his appendix was acting up. We didn't know that's what it was till I ended up taking him to the hospital at like 2 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, he got rushed into emergency surgery. The doctor said, oh, it's only going to take like maybe 2 hours. About 2.5 hours in, I'm like looking at the nurse. I'm like, something's up. And she's like, oh no, you know, sometimes I give up. I'm like, no, you don't understand. Something's up. You guys know me. She's like, the doctor's going to come out and talk to you. And I'm like, but something's up. 3 hours later, I go up to her. I'm like, something's up. She's like, I'm going to go in and look. I'm like, thank you. She's like, I don't know if I really should. I'm like, I'm telling you to. She did, and she came back out like 15 minutes later. She's like, holy crap, you are spot on. I said, what the hell is going on? Just tell me what's going on. They got his appendix out. Literally, the doctor has it in his hand that the appendix not explode. So they had to make sure none of the affected liquid got in him and stuff. So I'm like, holy crap. So he couldn't be called up because he was healing from that. But while he was healing, like during that week or two, all of a sudden that whole operation kind of got dismissed and they were letting everybody go early. So we were like, yeah, bye. Right? So we moved home, which was fantastic. We liked moving home. We missed home. Georgia was home. It was home for a long time. It still kind of calls to me. Georgia will always be home. I moved there so young. I had the southern accent and everything. We moved home. Everyone thought he married a southern girl. It was friggin' funny. Yeah. Sorry, looking at my list, you guys. You guys know how this goes. Oh. We moved home. We found an apartment. Didn't accept our fur babies, but thankfully my sister-in-law took our kitty, so we were quite happy. We still got to see him. We traveled because we were free. Like, you didn't have fur babies, we don't have babies, so we traveled a lot. We went to Toronto a lot with our friends. We took them there to see Phantom of the Opera for the first time. Fabulous. It was a fabulous play. It was a great place to go. We had such a good time. So we're up there and we're all around. They wanted to go like all over the city because they'd never been there. Like, let's hop on the subway. And I'm like, no. They were, my husband's like, come on. It's like the first time. I'm like, no, we're not getting on the subway. We're super good. No. They were like, well, we might go on the subway. I'm like, you guys do what you gotta do, but I'm just telling you not to. So they were like, all right, let's go to dinner. So we went to dinner, and while we're at dinner, the TV comes on. Was there not like a subway accident in Toronto? It was the biggest one they've ever had right then. We would have been on that train. Just saying. It's me. It's living with me. It's funny. Yeah. Oh, Grammy. I have my Grammy down here. I love my Grammy so much. Before Hun and I got married, you guys know we got married on Lionsgate. We didn't even know it was a thing back then. I just thought it was cool because it was 8/8. My mom was like 8/15 sounds better. My poor mother had my older brother and me get married the same year. He was 19, I was 18. That was nice, right? We didn't do it on purpose. She's like 8/15 just sounds better. I'm like, no, that date just bugs me. I'm like, no. She's like, why? I'm like, it just bugs me. I'm not going to do it. So we settled on 8/8. Well, many, many years later. My Grammy had diabetes for a long time. She, sorry, literally, she just butted in. So I tell the story, right? I'm like, all right, I apologize. All right, Grammy heard. She ended up in the hospital with diabetes, and like, I kind of knew it was bad. She lives about an hour away from us. She's more towards Niagara Falls. And we went into the hospital room. And Grandma's like, I really want chocolate pudding. And I just looked at the doctor. I'm like, can she have chocolate pudding? And the doctor's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, shit. Yeah, but we went to the cafeteria and bought all the chocolate pudding. Like, all of it. Sorry. Like, all of it. Right? So, she was so cute, you guys. She would knit in her sleep. She was in the hospital for probably a good 2 months. Knit in her sleep. She would talk to my papa like he was just standing right in front of her in the hospital. She was sound asleep. It was fantastic. When she died on August 15th. Weird, right? No. She took out the whole Northeast power grid. Do you guys remember when that happened? That's when my Grammy died. I'm like, only you, Grammy. Only you would take out the whole power grid. We couldn't even find a place to eat. Because no one had power. So, yeah, like 2 weeks after her funeral, my mom, hubby, and I were going out, and I was walking out, and like my Grammy plain as day, like, called my name. I'm like, turn right around. And Matt's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, didn't you hear that? He's like, no. And I'm like, oh crap, Grammy's calling to me. Like, holy crap, this is weird. Must be important. I just recently found out what it was, you guys. Holy crap, it's important. So we have that. Yeah. And I think I already told you guys my Earth Angel story with my dad and his heart attack. That all happened right in there too. Not a heart attack. Quadruple bypass. May as well have had a heart attack, right? So we have that. Oh, there's so much more to come, you guys. There's so much more to come. Stay tuned for part 3. Thanks, you guys. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, and share. Thanks.